Hello and welcome to our last recorded lecture of the semester of the class. And today I'm going to be covering making decisions and solving problems. So I first want to start off by just talking about what is problem solving. You all probably already know, but just to have a concrete definition, problem solving is the process of overcoming obstacles to achieve a goal. And usually it falls under at least one of the following contexts. So one, an undesirable existing situation. Two, a goal a group wishes to achieve. Or three, obstacles that keep the group from achieving its goal. So, group decision making, while it can be really beneficial and effective, it can also have some drawbacks. So, let's first talk about the ways decision making can actually be an effective way to make a decision. So, it can be an accurate way of assessing the present situation. It can be helpful in establishing clear and appropriate group goals, accurately identifies positive and negative consequences of different alternatives. It can have accurate information, draw reasonable conclusions from available information, and can encourage participation by many people. Of course, these are not all always given in any group decision-making context, but this is the possibilities. This is what could happen. And then on the negative side, sometimes group decision making is ineffective, where you improperly analyze the situation. If you don't establish clear or appropriate group goals, if you fail to identify enough positives and negatives, then that's going to be get you in trouble. It can work from too little information or faulty information, and it can fail, and groups can fail to think critically or logically about available information, and it can allow for or settles for participation by too few people. So in order for group decision making to be effective, we want to really lean into the column on the left. And when group decision can go awry is when we have the things listed in the ineffective column. So I want to talk about the 5 main methods of group decision making. And the first one is experts or expert decision making. And so this is where a group defers to the members who have the most expertise or experience, or they go to someone outside the group with authority to decide on behalf of the group. So that can be either coming to me, the professor, to make a final decision, or in a corporate business setting, maybe you're hiring an outside consultant to help you make decisions on how to make your company grow or to keep it from falling underwater. So the advantages with expert decision making is that oftentimes you're going to come to a decision or a resolution fast. A resolution is made quickly. And you can use the expertise of a knowledgeable source of information. But the downsides, the disadvantages of using expert decision making is that group members may not be satisfied because they may disagree with the expert, or the expert could be wrong or make a bad decision. So those are the pros and cons of using expert decision making. Another way that you can make a decision is by averaging individual rankings or ratings. So in this type of decision making, group members rank or rate possible outcomes, and the alternative with the highest ranking or best ranking is selected. So this can be helpful because it is a democratic process that gets all group members involved, all group members thinking, and takes into account everyone. And that can be useful when a group needs to assess where it stands on an issue and where it thinks and what it thinks are the best possible solutions. But again, can have disadvantages. So this type of decision making, the average ranking or rating might not be supported by the group, or the group loses an opportunity to give and take discussion. And oftentimes we'll find in group decision making that discussion, that negotiation, that conversation, where you stand at the beginning and at the end of that conversation may be different. So by ranking at the beginning, you're losing that negotiation through the discussion. Another way that you can make decisions is through random choice. So that's flipping a coin, drawing straws, any of those kind of similar techniques. It's fast and it's easy. If you just need to make a quick decision, it doesn't impact that much, this can be a good choice. The disadvantages for using random choice is that it's more likely to result in an ineffective outcome because group members have not discussed the issues thoroughly. And it can suggest that the group doesn't really care about the outcome because the only deciding factor is random chance. So the next decision-making method we have is majority rule, and that is where the group decides based on the majority of the group members voting. So whatever decision the most people want, that's what you'll choose. So it is perceived as a fair method, and it can be efficient, not as fast and easy as random choice, but still pretty quickly you can come to a decision. The disadvantages is that those who do not support the majority opinion may feel left out, and that can result in less of a sense of cohesiveness, and that minority members may not feel as wanted or valuable or part of the group because their decision wasn't chosen. Another method of decision making is minority rule. And so this is kind of the opposite of majority rule. Group decides to support a position advocated by a vocal minority of the group members. And so the advantages is that usually, right, the phrase the squeaky wheel gets the oil, those who are the loudest are going to get their way, and the decision is made by those who feel most passionate about it. And it can help avoid groupthink by acknowledging opposing positions because you're not choosing the popular choice. You're not choosing the majority choice. But there are disadvantages as well. The majority of group members may feel disconnected from the solution, may not care as much, and that can impact the implementation of the decision, which is the next disadvantage. The decision may be difficult to implement because the majority of group members do not agree with it. So there's many other ways of making decisions as a group, but these are some of the main ones. And we have one more, and that is consensus. So through discussion, group members reach a resolution that all members can support. So this is going to lead to perhaps the highest satisfaction of group members with the outcome. And group members are more likely to participate in implementing a solution that they all support. But this is not quick, this is not easy. It takes time, it takes skill, it takes patience, because you have to have those discussions and really work through all of the possible solutions with everyone. And it takes time and effort, right? But there's a lot of advantages that come with it. If you're able to do the work, if you're willing to do the work through discussion, then you're going to have really high satisfaction with the outcome. And those are all of the different decision-making methods and skills that I wanted to share with you. Thank you for listening, and continue on with the module.